Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Storytime channel. Today's our story name is A Lesson in Ingratitude. I am Pallavi, story reading for you. Before go to the story, please like, share and subscribe. Now let's go to the story. I was attending a seminar on how to eliminate poverty. For some reason, such seminars always seem to be held in five-star hotels. I really do not know why they have to be organized in the most expensive places. After attending the seminar, I was standing in the lobby of the hotel when I saw a middle-aged person in an Armani suit with a pipe in his hand. His perfume was expensive and very strong. I could smell it from a considerable distance. He was talking on his mobile and was probably waiting for his car. I looked at him and felt sure I had seen him somewhere earlier. He finished his call and stared at me. Both of us were trying to place each other. Suddenly, I realized he was my classmate from 30 years back. His name was Suresh. I said, "Are you Suresh, who was my classmate?" He said, "I was wondering, are you Sudha?" We started laughing. It had been 30 years since we had last met. Both of us had put on weight and become different to look at from our college days. Suresh and I had gone to the same college where we knew each other fairly well for 4 years. We had attended many lab classes together where he was my lab partner. I asked him, "I have not met you for a long time. The last I heard you were in Bombay. What are you doing here?" "Yes, I live in Bombay. I have my own business there. By the grace of God, I am doing very well. Why don't we meet up sometime and talk about the old days? By the way, where are you going? Can I drop you?" I agreed immediately because my driver was on leave. By then, his Mercedes Benz had arrived at the hotel door and we got into the car. Suresh started explaining. "I own a few companies in Bombay and Bangalore. I am into medical transcription. I also train people and send them abroad for software jobs. Now there is a dearth of the teachers in the UK. I want to train teachers and send them. This is a very lucrative job as there are not many overheads. I heard from many people you have become a teacher and a social worker. I felt sad for you. You would have done well in business. You were one of the brightest in the class." He looked genuinely sad at my choice of profession. To console him, I said, "Don't look so sad. I took up this profession out of choice, not compulsion. Do you know, Suresh, doing what you like is freedom. Liking what you do is happiness. If you look at it that way, I am very happy." By then, we had reached my office. Before I got off the car, Suresh gave me his visiting card and insisted I come to his house for dinner or breakfast. One Sunday, I was free and I remembered Suresh's invitation. I called up his phone. By then, we had reached my office. Before I got off the car, Suresh gave me his visiting card and insisted I came to his house for dinner or breakfast. One Sunday I was free and I remember Suresh's invitation. I called up his home and his secretary told me he was in Bombay. She fixed up a breakfast for the next Sunday. She also said she would send a car to pick up as it was difficult to locate the house. That Sunday morning, a driver came with a Toyota car and I got into it. I started chatting with the driver after some time. He was very talkative as he knew I was his boss classmate. Suresh's house was 60 kilometers away from Bangalore city. It was a farmhouse on the banks of the river Kaveri. It was inside a forest and spread over 20 acres of land. There they grew fruits and vegetables without using chemical fertilizers. Madam, the driver told me, is very conscious about health and has got a special gym and swimming pool made. Suresh had another house in Indiranagar in the heart of Bangalore city. They visited this farm only on the weekends and invited special guests there. I asked him, how long have you been working for Suresh? Oh, I have been with him for the last 20 years. Actually, I was his father in law's driver. He was a businessman in Bombay, and Madam, his only daughter. I can call Madam by her first name if I want to. I have known them for that long, but I don't do that. I could make out a sense of belonging and a shade of pride on the driver's face. When I reached the house, I realized the driver had not exaggerated in his description of the place. It was like entering a palace. There were 5 or 6 guest rooms, a huge hall, a large dining room, spacious courtyard, and all built in the traditional Indian style. There were many servants in uniform. Now I could understand how zamindars and petty kings lived in the olden days. Suresh came in 2 minutes. He was dressed in silk. He looked very pleased to see me. Welcome to our small abode. I am very happy you could make it. Let us go to the living room. His living room was full of statues, paintings, Persian carpets, and chandeliers. There were silk covered sofas made out of sandalwood. I felt I had entered a museum, not someone's home. Tell me, Suresh, how you made your journey from college to this place. I remember Suresh came from a very poor family. His father was a cook and the family had many children. He was unable to educate his son. A kind hearted gentleman knew Suresh's father. He offered a room and food for Suresh in his own house. His son was also studying with us. Our college provided Suresh a full scholarship. We all knew his financial situation and we would help him in as many small ways as possible. We used to contribute money for him to buy books. Even the librarian went out of his way to give special concession to him. Suresh was a fairly good student, hardworking and very shy. He hardly spoke with us, so I wanted to know how he had become this affluent, talkative Suresh. After college, I went to Bombay in search of work. I got a small job. I worked very hard as I knew then that to come up in life, you require talent, hard work, aggression, and connection. I had the first two, but had to build up later two qualities. Later, I meet Veena, my wife, whose father helped me a lot, and we started a different business. Today I am well off. I help out my family in various ways. I came from a poor family. I bought land, shop, built houses, which I gave to my parents, brothers, and sisters. Everyone now owns 2 cars and is well off. I am very happy that I have done my duty towards my family. What about your children? I have 2 daughters. Both of them are studying in England. One is studying Indian culture and the other one is doing home science. Do you know any good boys who are well off and handsome for my daughters? but they should not want to stay with their parents. They must be either independent or live with us. You must be knowing some eligible men. You meet so many people. Suresh, the people I meet are poor, helpless, destitute. Or I meet student. I don't know the kind of people you are talking about. By that time, his wife called us for breakfast. The food was served in silver plates. Veena looked very beautiful and young. Only when she came near me did I realize she was as old as I was. She had hidden her age with lot of clever makeup. Suddenly I remembered the gentleman with whom Suresh stayed, our college librarian, and the rest of the students in our college. Suresh, did you ever go to the college after you left? Do you remember our librarian, the principal, our batchmates? With a grim look on his face, Suresh replied, No, I never went to college, nor have I met any one of them. Some classmates I have bumped into accidentally. I have invited them here. I never felt like going back to the college. What about Mr. Rao? You stay in his house. Did you not meet him any time? No. I feel everyone in college helped me because they wanted to feel better about themselves. After all, I was a very good student. I am convinced people help others only with a selfish motive. They want to say, I bought up a person. That is the reason why I never felt like meeting any one of them. Still, I persisted. I heard Mr. Rao's financial condition is not good. Suresh replied emotionally, Yes, that was bound to happen. He faced so many unwanted students who were not good in studies or hardworking. How long could he continue like that? I remember the institution which gave him free scholarship, the librarian who helped him, Mr. Rao who was his host for 5 years. They were all good and kind people, but Suresh refused to recognize that. What was great about helping your own sisters and brothers? Giving them 2 cars and few houses is not philanthropy. Helping somebody who is needy and without expecting anything from them in return is real philanthropy. In life, you must help others so that they can live independently. Gratitude is the highest form of education, but Suresh never learned that. Without receiving any help from others, he could not have reached the position he was in that. When climbing the ladder, it is very easy to kick those below, but one must not forget that you cannot stay at the top forever. The higher you go, the longer is the fall. I did not feel like eating breakfast from a silver plate that day. This is the end of the story. Do you like it? Then comment it. Subscribe my channel. Bye bye.